Brian Powell of I Run Far here with Karl Meltzer after his 33rd 100-mile victory. Karl, how's it going?
It's pretty bittersweet to help put a race together like this and actually win the money.
Yeah.
Never thought I would. So we saw the other interview. I really didn't expect myself to come out on top, but I ran my own race.
You surprised a lot of people, including yourself and me.
Yeah, including you. If you look at a race like this, the dynamics, it's a fast race, there's a lot of competition, so everyone kind of pans off everyone else and plays off everyone else, and I didn't do that. I did my own thing, and that's because I didn't have pressure on myself to win. So I think that helped me a ton, and I took the lead about mile 70, and that's about where the race usually starts.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how perfect could that have been, So yeah, it all clicked.
So you weren't playing coy in the interview and in your own odds. You were just.
No, I just figured, that's do my own thing, Karl, and run your own race. And if you're in it, then great. And I kind of knew that I was kind of in the race then for run top 5 after Cow Creek, only mile 30.
Yeah.
I didn't really feel that great up to mile 30, but it started to roll, and I started running up the hill, and then I caught Olsen, and then I caught Wolf, and I was like, okay, now I'm in 4th, and I started to calculate the numbers. I'm like, well, that's 2,500, and I started to do that, and I realized I was kind of in the race, and I'm like, all right, I can hang with these guys, and then I kept telling myself, exercise patience, and that's what I did, and it all just, God, if I were to write a book, that's exactly how I would have written the book, how it would have gone. Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw you at the high school for I think it was the second time in UK. Yeah, it would have been the second time, and you were in 4th at that point, and well off the lead time-wise. Considerably off the lead.
I think Dave had 20 minutes on or something like that.
Yeah, and at that point, I knew you were top 2, definitely. You were. The only person that could beat you at that point was, I think, Dylan, because Dylan still looked pretty strong at that point.
And I expected Dave James to go fast like that, and he told me later on, well, I wanted to build a lead. Well, you don't build a lead at mile 30 at 100 or mile 40 or whatever.
Time in the bank doesn't work.
No, you don't bank miles. It doesn't do anything for the bank. Nothing goes in the bank when you bank miles. But yeah, exactly how I thought it would pan out, and I knew Dylan would be really strong. I knew Jason Schwab would be strong. Unfortunately, he had went up Spring Creek and went the wrong way. That kind of wasn't cool. But at the same time, it's a trail race, and that stuff happens. And I was really surprised to see Tim and Wolf struggling early. That surprised me more than anything, even more than James taking off. So
yeah. When did you know that you could possibly win this thing?
Well, when I came into when I hit Summit Lake. Mile 55-ish, something like that, and I realized I was told I was in 2nd, and I still thought I was 3rd because I didn't know Jason had gone the wrong way.
Yeah.
I had passed Dave on the road up to Long Lake, and he was shivering cold, and I was like, he's done. And so I just kept running and basically jogging, not really running, but they told me at Summit Lake I had 2 minutes, I was 2 or 3 minutes behind Dylan. Mm-hmm. And I said, Karl, exercise patience. And there's a 13 miles of downhill after that, so I just jogged down the hill. And I knew I would lose time to Dylan going down that hill. I didn't care.
Yeah.
And I just, I got to Dry Lake, and Cheryl crewed me, rallied. I got out of there. I just jogged down Spring Creek. And when I coming down Spring Creek, I kept looking at my watch. Well, when's Dylan gonna, come back up the hill? And he never came. And I finally got to the aid station. Dylan was standing there, and I was like, all right. Now, this is mile 70 where the race begins, right? So Dylan left a little earlier than I did, 100 yards in front of me. And it was flat, and Dylan jogged, and all of a sudden Dylan walked for a second. And when Dylan walked for a second, that told me, now's the time. Now's the time to make your move. And I was still feeling great. And I said, Dylan, come on, it's still a long way to go, let's go. And he was like, oh, I'm good, it's cool, I'll rally, whatever. And I was like, all right. And then I just said, I'm running. And I felt great, and I ran up that hill, and my goal was to get out of his sight, out of his vision.
Yeah.
And, I did, obviously, and I put 12 minutes on him on a 6-mile climb. Yeah. And after that, I felt great, and I was climbing great. And all the climbs back up Buffalo Pass, up that road, jogged the flats, run the downs, and I was walking really fast. I was really concentrating on walking 4 miles an hour, and I think that helped a little bit, put a little more time on him. And being in the lead, you don't know what your lead is.
Yeah.
But I was like probably not gaining ground on me unless he's running absolutely everything. So I said, just now's the time to, put the hammer down and just keep on jogging.
Yeah.
And that's, and the trail, once you get to Summit Lake and climb up a little bit after that, it just rolls, and it's all runnable. And when I said the course was easy, that's what I considered part of the course to be easy, because it's all runnable.
Mm-hmm.
And granted, you're at 10,000 feet and all that, but if you're walking, you're not going to win this race there. You have to run that. And so that was my time to put time in the bank.
Yeah. So actually, it's very interesting to hear you say that when you passed Dylan, you were encouraging him. Like, there's a lot of people who say that money in the sport is going to ruin relationships, and people aren't going to tell each other when they go off course or pass. Mm-hmm. They're not going to encourage that. That doesn't. You don't think that's going to be the case?
Well, I mean, sure. I mean, it's a race. I mean, sure. When I just said, I'm going to get away from him and get out of his sight. Well, sure, it's a race. But it's not like I'm going to kick your ass. It's just. I want him to do well too.
Yeah.
I want to win.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I get a vibe off of him too when I say something like that.
Mm-hmm.
When his vibe was, oh, I feel good, it's cool, but he walked. Why did he walk when it was flat, when he just left an aid station? That told me, like, the second I kept running by him, I mean, I knew that was going to discourage him, and I just kept going. And he didn't respond. He made no response. Mm-hmm. So when you look at even track races in the Olympics, when someone makes a surge, or an Olympic marathon perhaps is a better example, but someone makes a surge and someone doesn't respond, you get that. You feel it, you feel the vibe, and that's when it was time for me to go, make the effort.
Why do you think the race was a couple hours slower than we all expected?
It's further than it was supposed to be. That's the reason. I know we talk about, Karl said it was easy. Well, it's still, I don't consider it to be a super hard course, because again, it's a lot of it is runnable, the climbs especially. But we came here 2 weeks ago, we measured some stuff, and it was a little further than it was, mentioned on the website, which is fine, whatever. But a lot of people's GPSs said anywhere from, I heard, 108 to 113. So let's say 110. And if it was 110 miles, you take 2 hours off, there's your 17-hour finish. Yeah. So that's kind of how I was thinking, I just think it was a little further than 100.
You've now won 3,300s, and you've run a number more than that.
Yeah, 57, I think 57, something like that, but yeah.
This your best race? Is this the perfect race? Close to it?
It was one of the top three. My San Diego 1548 was a phenomenal race for me that year, and
Hard Rock
2438 was a phenomenal race. But this was definitely one of my best ever, and what a better time to pull it off when I was racing. I'm the old man here, and I beat all the younger guys, and what does that really mean? Not a lot, but because 100 miles, you just have to run all day. You don't have to run fast. That's the way I look at it, and I had the textbook in my back pocket, and I just stayed with the textbook and did my thing, and I definitely had a great race. I mean, no bad patches. I mean, how many times you never have a bad patch? I had bad patches at mile 10, whatever, it doesn't matter then. So I really had a great run, yeah.
Did you ever think you'd win $11,000 at one trail race?
Nope. It's cool that I was able to compete in a race like that, like North Face 50, but that's a 50 mile. There's no way I'm winning any money there. But no, I'm really psyched that the sport has evolved like that. But at the same time, there was beer and pizza at the finish line. That's what I like to do at Speed Go too. Beer and pizza, everybody's kind of hanging out, shooting shit with each other. All afternoon, just having fun. And I think as long as the sport kind of stays on that level, I think it's that much better that there's money for the leaders,
Nice. Well, congratulations on number 33.
33.
Also your race number.
Yeah, the last thing to add there, that it was kind of ironic that at about mile 50, I said to myself, my bib number's 33. That's kind of interesting. Like there's that, in my head was like, that would be cool if I won the race. And yeah, kind of weird, but.
You did it.
And they did it in alphabetical order, It's kind of odd, so.
Nice. Well, congrats, Karl.
Thank you very much.
And now a bonus question.
The bonus question.
Beer and pizza. What was the best Pateros Creek beer you had after the race?
I liked the. It was the bitter. Was it the English bitter that was on here? It was only 3.1%.
The Remittance.
The Remittance. Thank you. I just drank it. I didn't look at what it was, but actually, it was super tasty and for what I like. And the funny thing is it was 3.1%.
Just like being in Utah.
I said, hey, I'm back in Utah again, but at that point, it doesn't matter. And I didn't really need the high alcohol percent. I was just kind of in a zombie anyway. But yeah, that was my favorite.
Nice.
AJW would like it, I'm sure.
He would.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. Bottoms up.
All right. We already had a bonus question, and now the brain dead question, because I'm a little tired.
I'm a little delirious as well.
Karl, you earned a Montreal Ultra Cup spot in the Western States next year.
Yeah.
Think you're going to take that?
I'll probably take it. Yeah, I'll probably take it. My thing, I haven't been able to get into Western the last couple of years, and been a bit of a bummer. But my real goal with Western is really not to go there and try to win it, because I don't think I have it. Again, I don't think I have a chance there.
Heard that before.
But the Grand Slam.
Sweet.
Now that I'm in Western, I have to go run the Grand Slam. And Neil Gorman, yeah, I'm going to chase your record. There's no doubt about it. So I'm excited. I haven't run Vermont either, and I'm not all that fired up about Leadville, but at the same time, it's the Grand Slam, it's the Classic, it's something I haven't done. So yeah, I'd be an idiot not to run Western next year. So yeah, you'll see me on the line, and I'll probably have fresh legs. Probably. Yeah.
Are you going to do Grand Slam +1? Are you going to not put your name in the Hard Rock Lottery next year?
Well, I won't put my name in the Hard Rock Lottery, and that's okay. I mean, I can always kind of still get in Hard Rock, so that's okay. Hard Rock is one of those things that it really does beat you up, and obviously, yeah, it's a shame. Maybe I'll go over there and crew. Maybe I'll work at Virginia's with Rock.
The old man aid station.
I'll go work at the old man aid station. That's a possibility, So yeah, I'll probably Grand Slam next year and see if I can take Neil's record down. That would be a real cap on my career if I could do something like that.
That would be
absolutely,
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, maybe also add another 34, 35 in there somewhere.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I keep thinking I'm not going to win another one. I won 2 again this year. Antelope's a little one, but at the same time, it's I'm getting older, man. I'm 44 now, so I got to start losing eventually, right?
No,
I guess maybe not. Winning never gets old. I'll say that. Never gets old.
Well, I'm sure I'll see a lot of you next summer then.
Yeah, I'll be around.
All right.
Be running.
See you, Karl.
All right, see ya.